The countdown is on to get counted in the 2020 census. With just 2 weeks left, several local communities are falling short, and that could mean millions of dollars lost for schools and transportation, and also a lack of representation in Congress. Investigative reporter Lolita Lopez is tracking that and the latest legal challenge to the census. Lolita.
Yeah, Carol, and LA City Attorney and other government leaders have asked a judge to extend the timeline to finish the census count. It's a timeline that was shortened by the Trump administration. And while that decision is still pending, we talked to the boss of the census field workers about what is being done in undercounted local communities.
In California overall, we've got 19,000 census takers that are out there knocking on doors, and a lot of them, of course, are in Southern California.
Tim Olson runs field operations for the U.S. Census, telling the I-Team about the Bureau's latest push to get people counted with only weeks left to the deadline. The pandemic putting a stop to the count early on.
Probably our biggest challenge this census has simply been having enough boots on the ground that are willing to work in this pandemic.
While there have been reports of staffing shortages, he says 240,000 census workers nationwide are pounding the pavement.
We still have roughly the same number of enumerators actively working today as we did many, many weeks ago.
A testament, he says, to training and plenty of protective equipment. In California, the overall reporting rate is high when you include follow-up responses by census workers. But census data also shows self-reporting is still dismal, requiring workers to go out and ask people to fill out surveys. 68.4% of people in California have self-reported by mail or online, which is equivalent to the result from the 2010 census. But take a look at this map. The brown and light brown areas show current self-response rates of 56% or less in many parts of LA County. Some of the hard-to-reach locations like multi-unit apartment buildings they are now trying to visit over and over again.
In those situations where we can't get inside, we work with the property management company related to the property. And sometimes we go as far as the owner of the property to seek access into the building to follow up.
An accurate census count helps put resources for housing, healthcare, and economic development into local communities. The city of LA says each person represents $1,000 per year for the next 10 years, and representation in Congress is at stake.
We are absolutely on track to not only just finish the count, but to get an accurate count.
And some local leaders aren't so confident and will be part of the hearing next week that will determine if the original count deadline in October will be reinstated. Right now, that count is scheduled to end on September 30th. In the meantime, advocates say 10 minutes to fill out the census for 10 years of resources. Keep that in mind. We put a link to help you get started on our website. That's NBCLA.com. For the I-Team, Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.
All right.